push and pull, and really work around, especially that time journey that they have, Private.
Yeah, mobility being on the side of the Simpsons, but I mean, little else as far as that composition. They've got the burst damage, and they've got something to kind of carry them into the late, into that early game. Like as you said, good lane matchups here, but is that going to be enough against the composition that is well-rounded, has the tankiness, has the damage, has that late game carry potential in it? We're about to find out as we are moving on to game 4. The Simpsons taking on Team First Blood, and hoping that Team First Blood can go ahead and take this to a game 5.
Yeah, I'd love to see it go the distance. Hopefully it does. Again, Team First Blood is going to want to be able to set the pace, but at the same time, if they take it to the late game, I think they'll be okay, right? With everything that they have drafted, especially the way that Claude should scale into the game, the setups that you get from Joybodge. And again, speaking off, previous game, I think Joybodge will have an easier time finding those setups, whereas, if you accidentally pull the trigger too early on that Grok instead of like a Matilda, you're not going to be as, it's not as punishable, I would say, where you have a little more leeway to work with. So I think that's going to be crucial for Team First Blood if they really do want to take this to a game 5. And at the same time, just give Gina the vacation mode that Gina deserves, right? We already see both roams just planning themselves up there, because the same can be said for Cold World. You need to be able to just allow Cold World to farm up as much as possible. Irithyll needs a little bit more time, like we mentioned. So I think here, as the first turtle of the game is going to be popping up here, you're going to see exactly how these skirmishes play out, how these things set up here, but already in the bottom side.
Oh, yeah, they came in there. Yano does get taken out as he latched on the promise. And so they do punish the Gujin for that early invade, take them all the way back to the tower. And it's going to set them up for a great position here for this first turtle. We do see a little bit of a 2v2 here. Joybodge kind of lurking around the corner, but it does look like this. Oh, Kid able to steal that away. The Retry Fu on him at maximum effect here. So he's going to go ahead and snatch that up for Team First Blood.
It's kind of funny too, because this whole time we were thinking, Gushin was going to be on the jungle, right? But Gushin's in the mid lane, and typically we've just seen him jungling. So, with Kid just walking up there, even though that it did go down, able to grab the turtle. Here we go.
Yeah, and Coldwell coming here trying to put on a little bit of a defense here. Yano in a little bit of trouble, does get taken out by Nate. So it is a 2-0 game here in favor of the Simpsons, even though Team First Blood did find themselves able to kind of make up for it with their turtle grab, but still having a little problem in the laning phase of this game.
Yeah, so, I guess this is up for debate. Like, how do people feel about mid Gushin, right, in the current setup that he is and with the changes that he had? Because honestly, the biggest success that I've seen him is in the jungle. But again, you kind of, because the thing is if you get too behind on Gushin, you have a hard time, but already top time.
Yeah. The Blazing Duet did come out there and not able to go ahead and pick up the kills there, but does drop the Simpsons very low. And this is just showing, oh man, Nate has to go ahead and activate those black shoes there as Kid getting slowed down by those bombs. You see Fallen coming onto Joybodge, who's going to do a wild charge there. A lot of damage coming out. Nate gets taken down. Fallen is going to retreat back to the base. So they finally put a kill on the board for Team First Blood.
So I was just saying before all that broke out was, if you get too far behind on Ayano, you're going to have a hard time. But he does have Mystery Shop already picking up his first item of the game too. And so that will allow him to have a little bit of a better time if they can get the combinations off that they need to. You can already see him playing around Joybodge a lot, really looking for setups here. And still, with this next turtle of the game coming up, this could be where we see how Team First Blood plays around it, how they play around Damien specifically, as they wait for Fallen to pretty much grab the buffs that he needs and make his way to this turtle.
Yeah, we are going to go ahead and start on that. Wild Charge does pop up. Promise. We do see that blazing duet coming out, and the time journey. Damien getting taken out right now, and Kid follows up. Gina does take out Nate. Yano goes down as well. This is tied up right now. It is a 3-for-2 exchange in favor of Team First Blood, and I'm not even sure who got that turtle, but it does look like Team First Blood starting to pick up more, and I feel like the composition starts to favor them as we start getting a little bit more and deeper into this game.
Yeah, and so a lot is happening here. This is what we can expect in the game 4, right? Again, with these two compositions, already first items being picked up by the majority of the members for both teams, and still, like, this is what you need, right? Even with Gina just having that DHS on the way to the next item, you could see, right, the amount of, I guess, DPS that Blazing Duet provides. But at the same time, we saw Cole able to grab a kill for himself. That's going to be crucial, but here on the bottom side.
Yeah, Bravo's going to get taken out. He meets a quad of Team First Blood there. They put another kill up on the board. And I mean, and they're probably going to be able to take this bottom tower, as you see answering back the Simpsons at mid. Gina going in with the Blazing Duet is going to be, does able to get that battle mirror image to get back out to safety. But Damien and Promise get taken out there. So, I mean, things starting to look up for Team First Blood as they are starting to put on the pressure, starting to answer these lanes and the even the counter pushes by the side of the Simpsons.
Oh, Ayano landed the dagger, but they're not going to commit to it. So again, that's what I was saying, right? You saw that even with the time's journey, Blazing Duet. Oh.
Yeah, we can see Cole gets taken out there alongside Damien. So a great fight right now. Luffy takes out Nate as well. That is 3 kills for the side of Team First Blood. So if you thought they were out of it with that last match, they are putting on a very dominating performance right now. Promise is going to be able to go ahead and push onto the tower. And Team First Blood in a great position for this turtle. Not really much that the Simpsons can do to answer that. They're going to go ahead and turn their attention to try to protect these lanes. We do see minions pushing up at the top. The turtle does get picked up easily by First Blood as well, and they are in a 2k gold lead. Not completely a dominant gold lead, but I mean, they're inching their way forward.
And I got to give it up to Ayano. He's done a great job at pulling in from that 0-2 start, but here we go on the mid side.
Yeah, Cobra putting on that damage. Kid and Luffy going to go ahead and disengage their reset on the map. Luffy going to go ahead and use that Falling Star Moon to get away and retreat. And now both teams going to go ahead, reset on the map and start looking for these towers. Yeah,
so that, again, this is what I was saying in the draft, right? We're going to see the Simpsons, like, their push-pull strategy is really strong, especially when they have a Diggy there available to them, plus the Fallen on the Benedetta, who really hasn't been able to do too much, I would say, just yet. But again, that is a win condition in itself. Benedetta able to go ahead and split push, put pressure around the map if that's what he has to do. But at the same time, you want to be here for the team fights, right? Because it's Team First Blood feeling very comfortable with that 2k gold lead, like you mentioned. And they grab another kill on Damien here. This is the downside of a Diggy, right? You're very squishy. And Fallen just going to be forced out of the jungle here. And there you go.
Yeah, Joey Buzz does miss that wild charge. Black Shoes has been activated, but Nate gets taken down anyway. The damage from Kid and that Gujin just too much for them to manage. And you were talking about the squishiness of this team. There is nobody to really tank this damage. And if you aren't pressing, if you aren't taking advantage of that damage, oh my God, Luffy gets taken out by Promise down at this bottom lane. But here comes Kid and Joy Buzz going to try to counter this. Promise just wants this tower. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get it. Putting on the damage does get cleaned up by Kid.
See, that's the thing, right? You were just mentioning who is going to be the one to tank things for you. Really no one. I mean, even Promise, like, he's not going to be, you know, that durable hero that you need. He's kind of just there to shred Team First Blood, and hopefully they have damage in Cole later on, because everything else is just kind of a push-pull, disengage type hero, flashy, you know, with falling on this Benedetta. But that can work as well. It's just, again, allowing yourself to get the amount of items and gold on the proper heroes, which is Cole. Like, Cole World, as soon as he has, you know, 3-4 items, that is going to be a big threat for Team First Blood.
Yeah, and I mean, easily enough, though, the Simpsons are down about 6 or 7 kills. Oh, another wild charge comes in. We do see that time journey coming out, activated. Joybaj gets popped up by the Lord. Is that going to be enough? He gets taken out by Nate there, and we are still fighting up at the Lord. Gina gets taken out by Cold World there. Kid with that reverse time gets popped back right into Fallen's hands. So another kill picked up by the Simpsons. It is a 1 for 3 in favor of the Simpsons. Davian gonna go ahead and get an escape, locks on that time reverse onto Luffy, who is in a bad way at that blue buff, is still trying to put on the damage on the Nate, but is probably gonna be able to disengage. You see Fallen here putting on the damage to this Lord. Luffy has taken, is gonna try to harass as best he can, but there's nothing he can do, getting juked by Nate's black boots there. Promise coming in, trying to put on the damage. I don't think that Team First Blood is going to be able to get this Fallen, picking up that Lord, and now the Simpsons in a great position. Joybot's gonna have to use that flicker to get out of the way. The damage raining down onto him. In comes Gina God Mode with Gushin as well. Are they gonna be able to pick up a kill? Nate goes down. Damien goes down as well, and they are in the chase, even though getting the Lord, putting behind 2 kills now. Our Team First Blood.
Whew, that was an intense couple of minutes. I mean, from the early skirmish in the jungle up to the Lord, and you know, the whole time I'm thinking the Simpsons should just pull back after they got the Lord. You know, I'm saying go back, but they pulled the trigger. They got punished a little bit, but overall they were able to get a couple of kills too. So that is big. Now they can play around with this Lord. Again, this is what you see, a very slippery team composition for the Simpsons, and that's what Team First Blood's having a trouble dealing with a little bit, right? And all the while, Cold World still building up here. Fallen, though, is going to get the attention of everybody.
Yeah, unfortunately here, Fallen just so slippery on that Benedetta, is able to kind of get away from 3 of them, allowing his team to go ahead and get that top mid turret as well. Promise might be in a little bit of trouble here. Cold World's coming to the rescue, putting on the damage there as well. And we are down to inhibitors for the side of Team First Blood. Just an amazing job by the Simpsons to turn this around just when they needed to, even without somebody to tank all that damage. Their rotations, the mobility, being able to put that damage onto the towers is really giving Team First Blood a run for their money when it comes to the macro of this game.
The tables have turned, Private, right? I mean, the gold is in favor of the Simpsons now, but even with that being said, all it is going to take for Team First Blood is a great setup from them, and that's Joybot once again, right? They have great tools to deal with, but you're talking about the setup from Team First Blood and the disengage factor for the Simpsons, but they're going for it.
Yeah, Gina comes in with that blazing duet. Luffy is on the chase right now, trying to take out Damien, and Luffy taking a heap of damage here. Here comes the time journey, but still down goes Damien. Cold World able to take down Luffy as well there. So it is a 1-for-1 trade, but up at the top, you see Dyroff with that split push. The team has finally caught on. Is he gonna be able to take down that tower? It doesn't look like it. Gina noticed it in time to go ahead and save it. Oh no, but it looks like that minion's gonna be able to take it down. He does. Promises on the escape right now. In comes Fallen, dancing with that Benedetta, is going to be able to find himself an escape. A great play there, especially, unfortunately, for the side of Team First Blood, focusing on Promise and allowing that minion to still put the boots to that top tower.
Promise. I mean, so like the top side pressure, it wasn't even the Benedetta that we thought, you know, Fallen wasn't the one to do that. It was Promise. And now this is going to set the Lord fight up as we see both teams crashing down for it.
Yeah, we see the blazing duet coming up on the top. Meanwhile, Promise does get taken down here. This might be in a little bit of trouble here for this Lord. We are trying to vie for it. Fallen able to pick up that Lord. Are they going to be able to get away? Kid gets taken down. Ayano gets taken down. This is bad news for Team First Blood, as they are going to have to disengage. It looks like Joybot's in a little bit of trouble here. Is going to be able to get away. Sneaking by is that giant croc, but he's going to get pulled back. Oh, Fallen gets yanked by his own speed boost there and gets pulled away from the grok. Luffy doing the best he can to try to stave off the pressure of 3 members. Not sure if he's going to be able to do it. He does activate that sprint, gets taken out and cleaned up by Nate. But we have a Luminous Lord marching his way through the top lane. And can Team First Blood hold back for this defense?
Oh man, I can't even Joybot survive that. But yeah, they have their work cut out for him here. As just a Lord, they got to deal with it. They should be fine. Gina still has the Blazing Duet, can help clear things out if they need to, but they're punching it in.
Yeah, they are. You're seeing, I mean, a great defense for the side of Team First Blood. Lanes are all kind of being synced up here right now. They are going to be able to clean up this Luminous Lord. Gina still putting on damage, not really afraid of falling, but here comes the Blazing Duet. Promise is going to go ahead and disengage from that. Bottom lane, we do have the minions kind of crashing at the turret. Team First Blood is going to go ahead and clear that up. Promise coming in on the kid. This might not be the fight he wants. We do see the Abysm Strike. Does miss, but still able to pick up the kill on the kid. We have a clash here happening at the mid inhibitor tower. Luffy does go down, and down goes that tower as well. We are at the core. This is it for Team First Blood. If they cannot defend this, Wild Charge comes in from Joybot. Cold World gets taken out by Ayano. That Gujin paying for his pick right there as Promise picks him off. Gina able to take down Follow. We are down to 10%, and that is it. Simpsons over Team First Blood. Another upset.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off.